Opaleye that I have been dry aging for 5 days, and it's lunchtime. So I'm going to turn my lunch up a bit of a notch, and I'm going to make some sushi, some sashimi, and hopefully it all tastes great. Okay, so I've got my clearest rice here. I'm gonna just take a cup of it, throw it in. Gonna wash this up till there's no more cloudiness to the water, as you probably know from making sushi rice. I'm gonna steam it up and get that process going. So here we go. As you know, if you go like this, wash it around, you're gonna get a cloudy bit of water. So we're gonna do that until there's not too much cloudiness left. As you can see, I put it in a smaller bowl. The water is a lot cleaner now. And what I did was put about half rice, half water, a little bit more water. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna boil it for 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna put it on steam, covered for an additional 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna boil with the cover off for 10 minutes. And then we'll throw it on and steam for the rest. Take the vinegar that goes into the sushi rice. Basically what I've learned from watching everybody is you basically do a little more rice vinegar here and almost the same amount with sugar. I personally am not huge into the metrics of tablespoons and all that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just add in here probably about a little less than a quarter cup of vinegar. And I'm gonna do about the same here. There we go. Just about half and half, a little less sugar. And then stir it up, make sure it's fully stirred in, make sure all the sugar is melted into the vinegar, and then we'll add that into the steamed rice. All right, after an additional 10 minutes, my rice is now done, so I'm gonna add the sushi vinegar to it, make some sushi rice. Make this as easy as possible. I'm gonna take all this rice, I'm gonna put it in a bigger bowl, and I'm gonna add the sushi vinegar to it. Take the sugar and the vinegar in it, and you want the rice to be super duper hot because you want air to get in there, you want the moisture to evaporate. At some point I wanna get one of those bamboo bowls, because I hear it is absolutely incredible. Been watching a lot of shows on how to use those, and it just looks absolutely incredible to be able to make sushi rice and get it to that perfect consistency and moisture. Use the sushi nori. Just start cooling this down a little bit. Get a little bit more evaporation going too. Okay, I'm gonna set that to the side, and now you can see I've got my nori seaweed. I've got my sushi roll maker. I don't know what these are called, sorry. And what I'm gonna do is start cutting everything up. So I'm gonna grab some cucumber, some avocado, and I really wanna make a spicy Opaleye roll. So I'll be right back. Now it's time to prep everything. So I'm gonna get my avocado ready, and I'm gonna get my cucumber ready. And also I wanted to show you a couple knives that I'm going to be using. I have my brand new Amaku Japanese knife that I absolutely love. Got it for Christmas. Just absolutely fantastic for everything. Cutting any vegetables, really cutting fish really well. And then also I have this long knife which I use for cutting my sushi. So got this a little while ago. Definitely going to look for a little bit better grade than this. It's a really light knife, but its sharpness doesn't hold real well. Just one that I bought at the Japanese store a little while ago that I didn't have one of these knives, so I really wanted one and got one. It is very handy, it is very sharp, but not nearly as sharp as the Amaku. here's the fish, dry-aged Opaleye. It's absolutely amazing when you dry-age fish. There is absolutely no fishy smell to it. Smells like the ocean. I mean, it is just incredible. So I'm gonna fillet this up and start removing all the meat from it, and we'll figure out how we're gonna do the sashimi and the sushi with it. So the first thing I wanna do is make sure that there's no more scales left on it. And what I'm gonna do is just like you would normally do with filleting. So what I'm gonna do is come in here, cut right down. Come to the tail, do the exact same thing. And then I'm gonna just use my knife and come right along that ridge, right along the bones. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. Now I'm gonna just slice down all the way down till I get to the ribs. Now you can hear I just went along the ribs there. I was gonna come along here. I'm gonna just go in through the belly. Down long. So now hold the tail, one quick cut right through, pop everything off, and separate. As you can see, there's almost no meat left. However, I do want to make sure that I get all this meat because I can use it in my spicy opal. So what I do in order to get that is, actually I'll just use my spoon from earlier. Just come along all the ridges, scrape, 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 scrape. And what I'm doing is getting all that goodness, all that wonderful goodness from the fish, making sure nothing goes to waste here. Right along the rib line, so that I have all this great tasting fish to add in. Flip it over and I'm gonna do the same. Cut here, cut to the top here. And this also is where I shot the fish. So where I shot that fish is in this meat here, you can see it here. This is all gonna be removed. So I'm not gonna be eating that at all. So I'm gonna come in, cut down. I'm gonna come across here, right to the back, flip around. Same thing as before, just go right up this lip ridge as close to the bone as possible. Now that I have, I'm just gonna keep sliding it all along. Now I'm gonna come in, poke through, just a couple quick cuts. We're gonna cut right through the meat, and got a little piece there to cut off. Make sure I get that off. There we go. There's 2 fillets there. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to do the same thing I did to the other side. So I'm gonna just go through, make sure if there's any residual meat here. I do want this residual meat because I'm going to use it for my spicy opaleye. Not a ton, but as you can see, there's also meat up in this neck part. So I do want to get that. I'm gonna come in, do the same thing, just kind of scrape, scrape, scrape. Just try to get as much of the meat as I possibly can. The whole idea is that you're respecting the fish that you shot. You're really wanting to treat it with as much as respect as possible because it gave its life for you. It's gonna be absolutely delicious, and the more time you put into it, the better, for some reason, it tastes. And this is all done. As you can see through, almost zero meat left. One of the things that I like to do with the carcasses of the fish that I have is I really do like to put them in my gardens. So I'm gonna put it in a bag, I'm gonna put it in the soil so that it refreshes all of the other foods that I wanna have. Go right along this rib cage, slice down. I don't want any of the any of the bones in there. I don't want any bones. Again, you can use the spoon to separate all this out. Get as much meat as you possibly can. And real quick, I'm gonna come in here and I wanna just fillet it real quick. So of course, put your knife on the board, slightly focusing down, and you're just gonna go right along that meat. There you go, slides right off. And don't forget that I did descale it before I did this, so that skin is going to be super thin, and it's going to be a little bit harder to clean off the bone, or clean off. So I'm gonna wash these off real quick, but it's gonna be very quick because as you can see, this meat is about as delicate as can be. It's that way because the dry aging really does make it breaks down the meat, make sure it's really good. I do feel a few bones in here, so I do want to go through and pick those out before I start making my sushi. One very easy way to remove all the bones is you can just cut right along that bloodline. So in this case, I am going to go ahead and cut along those bones. For them. And I think what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and take these pieces and I'm gonna make my spicy opaleye with them. So I'll put these to the side, and then these pieces right here are gonna become my sashimi. So I do know that my technique is not the best, so please don't judge me. I am just doing my best to learn this as much as possible. So putting the hand down, starting down here, I'm just gonna go slice from back to front. So that's all done, and I'm actually going to take a couple of these pieces because I do want a little bit more for making my spicy opaleye. So I'm just going to chop it up. Basically what I'm doing is just mincing it all up, getting it ready. All right, so get that pile there. Not bad, not the biggest pile, but it will do. And just want to make sure I get as much of the meat as possible. This, of course, is going to be my lunch, so it's going to be fantastic. So here we go. Real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up my spicy. So not a lot, but it'll do. Luckily, I just happen to have one piece of green onion left out in my garden before I start planting again this year. So I'm gonna add that one into my spicy opaleye. All right. I'm gonna add some sriracha. And I'm gonna add some chili oil. And, oh, forgot the cube pie. Gonna add just a little bit of cute pie mayo. Not a ton. I am not a huge fan of mayo, but that will do. Gonna get this all stirred up. I did forget to add in a little bit of sesame oil. Ooh, a little bit will do it. And that might be a bit too much. Oh well, it'll be a very tasty sesame oil infused spicy Opaleye. So I'm gonna get this all mixed up. Oh, I wish you guys could smell this. It just smells absolutely fantastic. All right, so that's all mixed up. Now what I'm gonna do is something that I dread every time, is actually figuring out how to make a roll. So, first thing I'm gonna do is, I'm actually gonna do this with the rice down. So we're gonna get the rice across here, and this always freaks me out because I don't know if I'm doing it right. This is a sticky rice. Probably a little bit too sticky, but we're gonna do what we gotta do, right? Oh, I can tell you the flavor on it's good though. So we're gonna spread this around. Get it nice and ready, and then we're gonna get our nori on top of it. All right, I think that might do it. Get that put down. Nice, get it nice and good on there. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna set this across. We're gonna get some cucumber across it. Cucumber. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna get some avocado, lay that in there. Again, I am very much a novice at this, so don't laugh at me. Just trying to make as good of a meal as I possibly can. Definitely learning every single time that I do this. Hopefully getting a little better every single time I do this as well. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add this in here. I'm gonna spread it out. There we go, get it across. Oh, I wish I had just a little bit more, but we're gonna make it work, right? We're gonna make this all work out just fine. All right, so that's a little bit close to the side. I do remember that from before, so we're just gonna get that all in there. Oh man, this looks absolutely amazing, people. Cannot wait to eat it. And what I'm actually thinking about doing is adding a couple of these pickled peppers, pickled jalapenos to the end here on this side. So I'm gonna add those in there because I want a really fiery sauce. And now comes the turn. Let's see how this actually works. Okay. Oh, it's coming out the end. I knew that was gonna happen. Oh, really coming out the end. All right, let's go ahead and take this back out. Oh God, this is not pretty. And it is not tight at all. So let's go ahead and get that tightened up a little bit. Oh boy, I'm really pushing it out there. Just making a mess here, people. Making a mess. And not doing a good job of making my my beautiful sushi roll. Okay, so, well, I can say that I didn't do terrible, I just didn't do good. We're gonna go like this, add a little bit of some tasty toasted sesames on it. I'm gonna drizzle a little oil on it. A little more chili oil. Oh yeah. Get some nice tasty chili oil on it. All right, there we go. Oh, garlic crunch. Oh yeah, crunchy garlic. Gotta have this, absolutely amazing. Give me a spoon for this. There we go. Get in there. Actually gonna put this all over the top of this. Oh yeah, there we go. We're gonna make this nice little garlic crunch on top. And for the final bit, crispy jalapeno pieces. Hey, I told you I wasn't messing around. I want this thing to be as tasty as possible, so we're gonna get in there, get those crunchy pieces all over the place. Oh, this one's a little bit big. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna eat it. If you haven't gotten these from Trader Joe's, oh, you gotta put them in your pantry. They are incredible. All right, here we go. Got it all set up. All right, finally, you know what we gotta make now is we gotta make our sushi. So, seriously, look at this. We've got our spicy Opaleye roll, our sashimi, and our sushi. A little ginger to cleanse the palate. And here we go. All right, it's lunchtime. Let's give it a try. I think I'm actually gonna try out, just because I can have the flavor of the fish, one of these small ones first. So good. I did get the hot wasabi. It definitely gets your nose, so just a warning. But absolutely excellent. Do a little refresher here. So good. You know what I'm forgetting? A beer. I'm gonna grab one real quick. All right. From one of my favorite breweries now, a little Con Amor from Common Space Brewery. Very, very tasty Mexican amber lager, and it's going to go fantastic with this sushi. Cheers. All right, so next we're going to try out one of my favorites, ponzu. So good, just subtle. And honestly, Opaleye is just absolutely one of the best sushi fishes that I have ever had. They just, raw sashimi, especially dry aged. It's the texture, I can't even explain it. It's like when you get one of the best pieces of tuna that you've ever had. Opaleye is the same way. All right, gonna move on to my Big Daddy here. Let's see how this tastes. Whoops, a little slippery. Cheers. That is ridiculous. It is so good. I'm gonna have to try the one on this side. It has the peppers inside too, but oh my God, this is good. Pickled peppers. I didn't even think that would be good in here, but with the jalapenos two different types of jalapenos, the garlic crunch, the spicy Opaleye. Everything is just so incredible. All right, I'm gonna finish this off. Thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this catch and cook, and look out for more in the future. Cheers. All right, I did make a promise. My little girls they love their meat. There you go. Oh, good girl. Ow, that was partially my finger too. Say hi, Fiona. Say hi, Sadie. Woo, we love Opaleye. Cheers, Dad. Later.